Today, guys, I'll be sharing with you how I created this cute, fun pop-up card. And I saw Karen and the Back Porch Stampers create this pop-up card, and I said, let me try to see if it's as easy as they say it is. And it looks complicated. And once you do it a couple times, it's really not bad. And her instructions were pretty simple. So we'll go ahead and share this with my subscribers. So here, and then we pop this up, and look how cute that is. So if you're interested in seeing how I created this, go ahead and stick around. Welcome, guys. For those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Claudette with Miss Puff Creative Corner. So let's jump into creating this cute pop-up card. Okay, so what we're going to do is start with a white piece of cardstock, and this cardstock is measuring 5 1/4 by 8 1/4 inches, and it's scored down the middle at 4 1/8. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. That's what we have. So then we're gonna bring in, I'm gonna bring in some designer series paper or printed paper, and this is double-sided. Isn't that pretty? And so this one here, you're gonna need 2 pieces of this, and these are measuring 5 inches by 3 3/4 inch, and we're gonna go ahead and adhere that to our white base. And this is just the inside lining for the base of our cardstock. So we're just going to add some, I'm just going to add some liquid glue here and line that up in the inside. So I'm just going to try to leave more of the white to the top so it could look like snow, and just make sure the bottom and my sides have equal amount of space, white space. Then I'm going to do the other, I'm going to glue the other half on the other side. And just make sure it lines up with this one here to the bottom. Doesn't have to be perfect, okay? Next, what you're going to do is bring your cutouts in. So I got these little snow people right here, and this was from a designer series paper by Stampin' Up, which is retired, and they have some sparkles to them, so I cut out 3 of those. I added this hat to make this a female. I add some little eyelashes to her. So what we're going to do is set this up on top here, how you want them to lay out, and then we're going to get a pencil and a ruler and draw some lines, okay, to help create our mechanism for the pop-outs. So you want to see the width of your die cuts. Line them up how you want them to come. So I want her to come out maybe 1 inch, and I'm going to keep these 2 guys here to the back maybe 1/2 inch, okay? So look at her, she is standing more in front of the other 2 guys, snowmen. And I'm going to cut her to come forward 1 inch, and I'm going to keep these maybe 1/2 inch to the back, okay? So what we're going to do is bring in our ruler, and I am going to draw some lines and keep within their body frame, just roughly. And I am going to come down here, keep within her frame, and I'm going to draw a line here to 1 inch mark. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, okay? Again, I'm just going to come down here and bring this down at 1 inch. And then with these other guys, I'm going to make them 1/2 inch in length. Okay, so I'm going to do that 1/2 inch. And just mimic the other side and do that 1/2 inch. And you see, I'm just keeping that within their body frame. So we'll just do this guy to 1/2 inch, and I'm just eyeballing like the spaces in between and making sure I'm not too close to the edge there. So we're gonna come down here 1/2 inch, and then do the same thing on the other side. Okay, So once you get those, what you're gonna do is go ahead and bring your scissors in and cut those lines, cut up to those lines. And then we'll do that on this side, and then we'll do this on these. And you could eyeball these. You don't have to do any measurements if you choose not to. So then what we're gonna do is we're gonna come down here and just fold them there forwards, and fold again here forwards, and do the same thing with this one. And you could use your bone folder to get them a little tight if you choose. All right, so next what we're gonna do is open this up. Push them forwards. And then there we have like our steps, okay? And if you feel that they're not far out enough, you could always close it back and then give it another cut, a little further cut in, okay? What we're gonna do is add our little snow people. So I am going to go ahead and add some glue here to this middle step. And I'm gonna add my female snow person right here. And when I'm adding her to that base, I'm going to make sure she's not all the way down to that edge, just giving her room to fold. And this is going to be a thick card. So extra postage if you guys want to mail that out. So next what we're going to do is add one of our snow guys to this section right here. And then we're going to add our other guy to this other step right here. Then I have a sentiment. I had some ovals and I went and put a sentiment in Merry Christmas in our Poppy Parade red. And this color looks beautiful with that red added to the bottom. All right, so next what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add some trees to the back here. And I just had to rig these trees and just cut the bottom a little thinner so they could fit in here. And you want it to come down whereas it's just above your crease line. That center crease where you fold your cards in half, you want it above that so your card would close nicely. So I'm just gonna add another tree right here. Okay, so that's how this is going to look, like that. So when you do that, then you want to close that, take your bone folder and just make those creases nice and tight. And then you have it open like that. Okay, so next what we're gonna do is bring in our card base. And this card base is measuring 8.5 by 5.5 is scored down the middle at 4.25. So we're gonna come in and bring in this inside piece and put it on our card base. Okay, so we'll just add some glue to the back of that. Okay, so what we're gonna do is just take some glue. We're gonna take some glue, add some glue to one side, just one side first. Then we're gonna open the base and you're gonna try to connect the inner crease. Let's see, you make sure your edges are nice and even. And then your creases are lined up. Then what you're gonna do is fold this down, and then you're gonna add some glue to the back of this. Just be careful you don't close your card up there. And then we're gonna bring this down and seal that overlook. Make sure your edges looks okay. Okay, and so that is that pop-up. And so then you just want to design the front of your card. So with this front right here, this is 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. And then I have the designer series paper to go on the front, which is 4 inches by 5 1/4. So we're going to put those two together. So I'm going to get my multi-purpose glue. Add that. And then we're going to add that to the top of the white. Then we're going to take that and add it to the top of our card. And make sure we're putting it on the right side. And then we're going to add that here to the top. Next, what I have a sentiment already, and I cut that out with the white on a nice oval, from a nice oval die that have stitching around it. And I stamped Thinking of You this season, and I use that Poppy Parade red. I think that's my favorite red. And then we're just going to go ahead and put this in the middle of our card. Then I created a little bow, and that is some red, a red bow. And I'm just going to take a glue dot, add that here to the side. If you guys are getting any creative value from this video, go ahead and smash that like button. So if you like what you've seen here today, guys, please consider hitting the subscribe button as well as the bell icon so you can be notified when I upload my latest videos. All right, so that's that pop-up card here, guys. So was it easy? I think it wasn't that easy, but it just takes some practice, especially if you're using larger pieces. You know, it just takes some practice on how far you should come down in the length for your pop-ups to be. Let me bring in some other ones that I created, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So now on this one here, I used some cutout hair. This was a designer series paper, and so this is the pop-up hair that I use. And so with this gingerbread house here that I use, I had cut one of them, brought that out a little too far, so it was when you fold it, it was coming past that edge. So maybe your longer, your higher cutouts you probably want in the back. And I did cut out these cute little gingerbread guys, and I got those from Creative Expression. See this little guy right here? I thought he is so cute. So that's that gingerbread. I used some little trees back here, and I put like little stars on top of the trees. You could cut your designer series paper a little shorter so it doesn't go back on the steps, and then it won't crease as much. Versus like this, I had the designer series paper going all the way back, so you got some creasing, but your cutouts kind of hide that. All right, so that is one design there. All right, let me bring in another design. Then I have this other design here. And I really love this one. I chose some designer series paper here. This was from Stampin' Up. It has like some Christmas trees, some stars, and I embossed it with some trees, and it just gave it like, the embossing kind of broke the fibers in the designer series paper and give it a little white look to it. So I just took a blending brush and used some white craft ink to go over that lightly to give it a look of snow on top of the fiber being broken down. Add a little bling to that. And this stamp set is so beautiful. This is Carolyn Mice. I love this stamp set here by Stampin' Up. And look at the inside. I think this is my favorite one right here. So on this, I use an embossing folder, and it's white, and it looks like a lot of snow. But when you're doing this, consider where you're going to write, because then you could make the snow maybe not go so far up, so you'll have places to write. And I went ahead and colored these guys in with my alcohol markers. And I took a little pen and I put some squiggly marks there in the caroling papers, the music paper that they're singing from, so it could look like it's writing. I add the Merry Christmas sentiment on here, add some trees, add some of the lamps, street lights to the back of here, color them so they'll look like it's in the night. I think this is my favorite one. And then I have one more here to show you guys. This one is a gingerbread one. I just love, I think I got this ribbon from the dollar store, but I like that checkered look, a ginger look, the red and white against the green and the polka dot, the white polka dots. Sending you peppermint kisses, my little Gingy right here. You know, I have some little glittery cheeks for him. And then in the inside, you have your little gingerbread house there once again. And it says, Merry Christmas, your friendship makes life sweet. So those are my pop-up cards. I hope you guys got creative value from today's video. This is Claudette, and I'll catch you guys